Welcome to Eternal Grace. I'm Grace Townsend. Today, we're cutting through the noise to discuss the other hand. It's time to look at the facts. All right, Eternal Grace fam, lean in, because while you were focused on the headlines, they were rewriting the rulebook. See how they quietly struck through professional degree under government law? This isn't just bureaucratic red tape, it's a calculated move. They're systematically undermining the very foundation of expertise and dedication, devaluing the hard-earned qualifications of essential professionals. This quiet change, it screams volumes about who they truly value. Here's the truth they hoped you wouldn't notice. During the Trump administration, nursing, the very backbone of our healthcare, was stripped from the federal list of professional degrees. This wasn't a clerical error. This was a calculated move to devalue an essential profession, eroding their standing and weakening the critical system meant to keep us all healthy. It's a deliberate attack, hiding in plain sight. They want you to dismiss this as mere paperwork. But listen, when an administration strips a vital field like nursing of its professional status, it's not accidental. This is a deliberate devaluation of essential work. It's a tell that reveals their strategy: erode respect, suppress wages, and consolidate power by dismantling the pillars of our society. All right, listen closely. They want you to believe it's just paperwork, bureaucracy. But when they strip legitimacy from the essential people holding our country together, that's not paperwork. That's a deliberate, calculated priority setting to keep them powerless. It's how they control, how they exploit. Wake up. They don't need a frontal assault. They simply reclassify, quietly shifting the status of truth, of rights. This isn't benign. It's a calculated devaluation, stripping away inherent worth. The outcome? A total collapse of trust, a lost legitimacy for our institutions, our very reality. See the strategy? Understand the lie. They call this a pathway to stability, but look closer. Who is overwhelmingly funneled into these essential, often underpaid roles? Women, Black, brown, immigrant workers. This isn't just opportunity, it's a systemic design, exploiting vital communities for cheap labor, while masking deeply entrenched inequality as progress. They want you to celebrate a system that traps so many. Don't let them tell you this is just about nursing. That's the distraction. This is a deliberate, calculated erosion of a fundamental human need. They've systematically devalued care itself, turning compassion into a cost line because profits flourish when human empathy is commodified. It was never an accident. They want your eyes on the spectacle, the manufactured rage. That's the distraction. While you're captivated, their other hand is silently signing legislation, deals, and corruption that truly dictates your future. Understand, the noise is the smokescreen for their power grab. You're sick of the endless outrage, tweets, and cable news controversies. Good, because while we were glued to that noise, they quietly moved to reshape our world. Massive policy changes, critical judicial appointments, and systemic reclassifications were enacted. The chaos was a deliberate distraction. Now you see the true cost. Forget neutrality. This isn't just an opinion. It's a calculated political strike. This is how they dismantle truth, controlling your belief, choking off vital funding, and twisting every regulation to cement their power. This is the mechanism, the cold, hard how they seize control. They called them heroes, didn't they? A nice story, a distraction, because while we clapped, the architects of our system systematically stripped away their support. This isn't just about appreciation, it's about policies deliberately crafted to devalue essential work. That's the truth hidden in plain sight. This slide rips through the veil. A long history of dismissal isn't just forgotten stories. It's how the system learned to undervalue care. Now, the disproportionate burdens crushing our caregivers are the direct consequence, a hidden cost we're all paying. This isn't coincidence, it's a deliberate pattern, and knowing it is your power. See this? This is the message whispered by a broken system, ripping through the very fabric of care. It's the message of undervalued wages, of stolen respect, driving away those we desperately need. They're telling the next generation, don't bother caring for us. This isn't just a ripple, it's a tsunami coming for all of us. They presented it as a mere list, a bureaucratic technicality, but that list was a deliberate deception, a tool forged to deny the inherent dignity of the very people who keep us alive. The corruption isn't just in what they steal, it's in how they systematically erase the humanity we owe to one another. See through their lies. They always show you one hand, hoping you won't demand to see the other. That's where the truth hides, the hidden cost, the power grab, the real agenda they're pushing. We arrived here by letting them distract us. Always demand to see what they're keeping out of sight. That's your power. Thank you for joining me on Eternal Grace. If you found truth in this message, please subscribe and share. Stay vigilant and keep seeking the truth.